welcome to this India Today special with a star who never ceases to amaze, an actor who constantly seeks to reinvent. The one and only Amitabh Bachchan is with us. Thank you very much, Mr. Bachchan, for joining us. First of all, congratulations on your latest success, Piku. It seems that you just moved from one mountain peak to another.
Thank you so much, Rajdeep. Really kind of you to say that. We're all extremely excited, and obviously talking to you has always been a great pleasure.
You know, I'm going to ask you though, before we come to the big questions, to give us that constipated look that you had in that film. You know, do you want to give us the Piku constipated look?
Well, we've left that behind in the film, so you know, I'm far away from that look and that condition, if I may say so. So far, life has been good to me, especially my bowel movements. So keep me out of it.
5 seconds, just for 5 seconds. I'm the director of the film tonight, and I'm asking the great Mr. Bachchan to give us that one look which figures right through the film, the constipated look.
Rajdeep, you know, I'm here for an interview. I'm not here for an audio audition test for a movie. Yeah, but that's, you know, that's over. A lot of things happen on set, you know, Rajdeep. You wear those clothes, you get those properties on you, you get that that extra stomach and those thick glasses and your hair and your wig, and you get that environment of the film, and that kind of adds up to the character that you have to play. So let's just leave it at that.
You know, from South Hindustani in the late 60s to Piku today, one of the amazing things is how you keep reinventing yourself. Is there a conscious, has that been something you've consciously attempted, or have you just been lucky?
Yeah, absolutely right. Luck is the major factor. I really shouldn't be around here. And at 73, I wonder, you know, how this is still going on. But yes, luck has been a very important factor, a major factor. Also the fact that there have been some wonderful people whom I've worked with, and they have continued to have faith and trust in me. They have been the ones that have kept challenging me, and I have, I don't like this word reinvent, because I really don't know what it means. I just feel that with each age and with each decade that I have to pass through, you know, your physicality changes, your demeanor changes, times change, story and filmmaking changes, and I'm just very fortunate to have been offered these roles even now at this age.
Well, where does the energy, the passion come from? That's the key. Where, you know, what drives Amitabh Bachchan at the age of 73 to be out there on the sets every day?
Yeah, I don't know. Everyone keeps asking me that, as though, you know, there's no one else that has the same amount of energy. I don't know whether I possess any kind of energy. I just feel that if I'm capable to get out of bed and get in front of a camera and portray what has been asked of me to portray, then, you know, my job is secure in some sense. But I enjoy being in front of the camera. That's the only thing that I possibly know. I don't know anything else. I just love the idea of being in front of a lot of each generation that has come with me, fortunately. I love this generation. They're young, they're determined, they're aggressive, they're so confident, and they're extremely talented. And I just love being in their company. The average age on set where I am is about 25, and, you know, I'm 73, so there's a large age difference. But I just feel wonderful being with them, and I guess that's really the splash of energy that you keep referring to.
Yeah, that's exactly it. You know, Deepika is in her 20s, you're 73. In a sense, if I may say so, you've crossed about 3 to almost 4 generations of actresses. How do you approach acting with a Deepika Padukone, for example, as a fatherly figure, or dare I say a grandfatherly figure?
Yes, I have. No, I don't feel grandfatherish. I don't feel fatherish. I feel very envious that I'm not, you know, being able to play the leading man opposite them. Yeah, but, you know, that apart, yes, it's always a great pleasure to be with them. And all of them, as I said earlier, they're all so talented and wonderful company that I just enjoy being in the same environment as them. But yes, I do feel envious that I'm not around at the same time as them. And I wish I was younger, where I could play leading men to them.
What What differences, though, do you see between the 60s and 70s when you began acting and today? The way filmmaking is approached, the manner in which the industry now functions. What are the big differences that you've seen in these 40 years?
Yeah. Well, I think, Rajdeep, that technically there's been a lot of change. Film per se, the physical factor of film has vanished. We have now digital. That in itself has brought some different kinds of technology and the way we make our films now. We were always very conscious about spending too much time in front of the camera and allowing wastage of film, because film was very expensive and it was a rare commodity. But now with digital, you know, there's no end to any amount of errors that you can make or just carry on working. The technical aspect of being able to build things around you even if they're not there, to remove things which are not required. These are some of the technical points. But yes, as far as content is concerned, I think that there's been a great amount of progress. The typical escapist commercial fare has gradually made way for films with a lot more content. Piku is a wonderful example. There have been several other films in recent times where the content has really surprised our makers and me in particular. And I would give this credit to the audience and the people of the country that go to see our films, because they have matured immensely. And it is their love and it is their discretion that has given us the impetus to bring forward different content stories. And that really is wonderful. There's been a lot of criticism about the language, about some of the visuals, the liberty that we have been showing in some of our films. And that will always remain. You know, when we started in 1969 and when we started with these action films, the generation before us was unhappy with us as well. But they said, you know, there's too much action, there's too much violence, there's too much fighting, there's too much dishum, to use a cliched word. But I think that gradually gave way with each generation. And each generation has its own likes and dislikes. There was a whole romantic period, and now I think content and story is playing a very valuable part. And I'm so happy that it is, because the audiences are changing us.
You know, you've expanded on that theme in that answer, but the one thing that I miss is the music that was made when you first entered cinema in the 1960s, the great early 70s. Do you agree with me that we just don't have the kind of music and lyrics anymore in Hindi cinema that we once had and were privileged to listen to?
Yeah, I would absolutely agree with you, Rajdeep, and I'm a great follower of your Twitter, and I can see that when you finish the day, you listen to some of the old songs before you hit the bed. So I can appreciate the fact that you enjoy the old-time music. Yes, I do agree that the writing and the music and the lyricism of those times is perhaps not there. But, you know, this is the generation which wants to hear this kind of stuff, so you really can't battle with it.
You know, the other day I was on a flight from Singapore, and I was watching Chupke Chupke, you and Dharmendra, you know, and the wonderful music. And that's what led me to believe that maybe something's gone wrong. You know, the kind of songs, the Saregama song that the two of you sang in that film, Rafi, Kishore, it's all gone, has it?
Yeah, I agree with you. Though, you know, some of the films still have that odd number which is quite beautiful and very soft and lyrical and lovely words. I mean, I'm sorry for saying this, but if you were to listen to Piku's music, for example, it's different from the kind of reference that you were talking about. It's got a harmonious beauty about it. There are lovely words to it as well. So I think a lot depends upon the kind of film that you're making, and I'm happy that people were receptive to a film like Piku, because it did contain those kind of songs and lyrics and the harmonious melodies that we were so used to in the 60s and the 70s.
That's right. Geet pehle bana tha ya pehle bani thi sargam from Chupke Chupke. But now that you are a grandfather, do you regret that you don't have time for your granddaughter perhaps, or are you making a conscious effort to make the time from all your other film commitments?
No, we make time now. That's an absolute necessity and something that is high up on our agenda. So even though we work round the clock, There's always a bracket which is according to her timings. We try and spend time with her. It's a wonderful age, and as I said, you know, this generation is completely different from the generation that we came up in and grew up in, and our children really grew up. At 3.5, my granddaughter is already sounding like a grandmother. She has the kind of responses and questions which we are absolutely surprised by. They're so technical and so tech savvy. At 1.5, she was operating her own iPad. So you can imagine, you know, what this generation is going to be. But it's wonderful to be in their company and spend time with them.
Is that the only way you switch off? How does Amitabh Bachchan completely switch off from the world of cinema, camera, television?
Why would you want me to switch off? I'd like to be on all the time.
What I meant at the age of 73, Mr. Bachchan, how does the big B relax now?
Yeah, I love watching all the sporting events. I follow all the cricket and the football and the kabaddi and all the sports that are coming on now. I feel very excited about it. I also see a lot of films and television serials. And yes, the social media is a huge attraction for me. As you know, I write a blog. I'm on Twitter and Facebook, and I have a combined fellowship, if I may call it, of about 40 million people, and that's such a wonderful feeling to have people react to you, to give in their suggestions, to criticize you, to abuse you, and I keep my forums open for all kinds of inputs. It's wonderful to be with them and spend some time with them, talk to them. I meet a lot of them also. Some of them travel all over the world and they come to India and I meet them. Or when I'm in their part of the country or their part of the world, I meet them also. So it's become a wonderful family and I enjoy doing that.
But is there any film? You said you watch films in free time. Is there any film in recent times which has made you stand up and say, wow, that's some movie?
Yeah, I just saw Tanu Ved's Manu Returns and I thought it was brilliant. And particularly Kangana Ranaut, she is just outstanding in this film. And she's a remarkable artist, and I don't know, I have really fallen short of words of how to describe her, because there is a certain abandon in her performance, which is such a rare quality in an artist. And I'm so happy to see this generation producing such fantastic.
You acted also in Piku with Irfan, someone again who's building quite a reputation now, and someone interestingly who's also doing a bit of Hollywood. Do you also see yourself at some stage maybe at least doing that one big Hollywood film before you decide it's time to say goodbye to cinema?
I don't know if there is something reasonable and something that is substantial, something that is worthy of doing. I'm always open to ideas. I've not hankered for it because I feel that it's tough enough here, it's going to be even tougher getting there. So I'm very happy with what's happening with me right now.
And the world of television, is that only confined to being the quiz master in KBC, or are we going to see more of you on the small screen as well?
I'm actually waiting for Sony to come back with that. They are in discussion. I am contracted for this year as well. So let's see what happens there. Hopefully there will be something, either KBC or something else. But yes, I am contracted for another year. So something should happen on television. But I do love television and I would love to be on it in some form or the other. And if not KBC, yes, if there is some other offer, I'd be open to that and I would love to consider it. It's really the future, I think, whether it is television serials or whether it is just being on television. I find that is a huge opportunity, worthy of great expansion. I envy all of you because you are, continuously on it, and it must be a greatly satisfying job for all of you.
I'm going to then make you an offer. If you find my jobs, possibly satisfying, do you want to come and do the 9 o'clock news? Do you want to come and be a news anchor, perhaps in the autumn of your film career?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind doing that, provided I'm promoting one of my films.
Well, one thing is for sure that if you would...
I don't have the, Rajiv, I don't have the kind of acumen as far as political knowledge and current affairs are concerned, but, you know, I really admire all of you who do this, and it must require a huge amount of homework and preparation before you can come out there. But it's a very, very creditable job, and I must compliment all of you on that.
Actually, it doesn't require very much. We just read off an auto cue, Mr. Bachchan. But one thing is for sure, that if you were to come and do the 9 p.m. news, our ratings would go up and your guests would be intimidated by your sheer voice, the power of your voice.
Look, I don't know why so much is made out of all this. It's really quite unnecessary. But really, it's more the content of what you say, how you assess it, how you debate it, how you question, re-question, how you historically find defensive and offensive quips in order to keep something going. It's a tough job because there is a kind of, you know, an immediate reaction that is required from all of you. Television is bad television even if there's a gap of a second, is what I've always reckoned. And so to keep that going continuously is a hell of a job, and really great credit to all of you.
Do you think though that, you know, since you watch news, since you're interested in current affairs, are you among those who believe there's too much of negativism on news, too much of sensation? Do you want to see the nature of TV news perhaps change, Mr. Bachchan?
Yeah, I think this is a topic that requires a lot more debate and discussion, because yes, if I was to say that yes, there is too much negativity and therefore it gets a little, you know, oppressive, you would stop it, let us say. But how do you stop the 800 other channels? And then the question comes up then, when we give too much positivity, some of the reality is not shown. It's a debatable point. But ideally there should be a good balance between the two. I know that some of the negativity needs to be told. You need to question. You need to ask some questions which are not palatable to a lot of people, but that's your job, and you need to put across both sides of the story. And that may not sound very good to some people, but others in the country may want to know about it. So it's really a very debatable point. But yes, I do think that some amount of reasonable balance would be more effective.
I'm told you're going to be now brand ambassador for the new DD Kisan channel. Is that another reinvention? Amitabh Bachchan now is the brand ambassador for a Kisan farmer channel?
Well, no, actually, Doordarshan asked me to do a campaign for their new channel, so I've just done a few campaign films to them to introduce the channel, DD Kisan. That's about it, I guess.
And I'm just trying to think when you acted last as a Kisan in a film. So, do you remember when you acted as a Kisan in a film?
I think it was, yeah, it's been a while. But I don't necessarily have to be a Kisan to be promoting DD Kisan.
No, you don't, you don't.
I think that I've tried to be myself and, you know, tried to be un-Kisan-like. The environment around me is more like rural. Some of my costumes are rural as well. But beyond that, no. Just try to keep myself as normal as possible.
Let me ask you to look ahead. I know at 73, you know, it's easy to look behind, but ask you, particularly because of the kind of person you are, to look ahead. Moving towards your 80s, are you looking at 10 years at a time, or are you taking it a month, a week at a time now when it comes to future projects and goals and ambitions?
I'm looking at it the moment I get off this channel with your interview. What's going to happen to me after this? No, I don't really think that far. Thinking 10 years is very unreasonable, would be very unreasonable of me. Let's just hope and pray that, you know, the body remains with me and I can continue to work. I would want to continue working, yes, irrespective of what age I am. The work opportunities will reduce, as they have even now, and But I know that this is part of how the system works, and there will be a kind of a downgrading. But so long as I'm working in film and cinema and have something to do each day, I would be quite happy and satisfied with it.
So in a sense, it is that till the very end, like the generals who never fade away, or hopefully don't fade away, Amitabh Bachchan will remain till the end. Lights, camera, action. The sound of that gives you a high. The sight of being on camera gives you a high, is it?
I hope so. I hope so, Rajdeep, yeah.
Well, I'm sure that that is the case. You've been a legend. I'm going to, before I end, ask you where I started off. Are you going to give me that constipated look, sir, one last time?
You're not going to get it.
Right,
because
basically.
I'm fine now. You know, I'm not constipated right now.
Okay, basically you're telling me that I'm going to have to, in a sense, hire you as an actor. That Amitabh Bachchan doesn't just switch on and off, that I've got to pay you if I expect you to give me a constipated look on my program, right?
Well, you know, that's being a little harsh on me, you know. I would do it in any case. But let's just, you know, keep it as happy as it has been, Rajdeep. Thank you.
It's been very nice talking to you as always. It's been a pleasure talking to you. And may you go from strength to strength and entertain us for many more years. Thank you very much, Mr. Bachchan, for joining us. Thank you. That was Amitabh Bachchan, who seems to get, well, younger in a way with every film he does. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.